Eddie Crow.
I knew, driving in this morning, I knew this was going to be a good day. Do you know why? Do you know? Because it involved very little of me having to do anything, mostly just staying out of the way. First hour was just brilliant. Larry Kelly of the Law Group Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. Second hour was crusty old radio dudes yelling at each other, Bob Cupp and Utah Burgess from our stations up in Butler. And the third hour, or as I like to think of it, the headliner, DJ Frye is in. Is it weird to walk into a room named after you? DJ Frye of Frye Transportation. He has a guest, but that's my first question for you.
You know what, Eddie?
You dig it, don't you?
You know what? When I look at that, though, it represents, 40 years of just a lot of wonderful people contributing to that brand. So I'm going to say, I'm very proud of that because of the success of the family business. But it's not about the name on the side of the vehicle or what the logo looks like. It has everything to do with the makeup and the character of 39 years of just tremendous people contributing to that success.
All right, your guest today.
So we...
oh,
go ahead.
Dr. Aiken, I told you, he's smooth, ain't he? Your guest is Beaver Superintendent Dr. Sean Aiken. My first question for either or both of you, or DJ, take over. Are you to the busy time? Or are you looking ahead week or two to the busy time?
Oh, we're in the middle of crunch time. On my side of the trench, I tell you, it's we are in the teeth of it right now, and I'm sure Dr. Aiken can add to it because on his side of the trench, I'm sure there's a tremendous amount of work going on.
Yeah, we're full go right now. Honestly, once August 1st hits, I feel like everything speeds up quite a bit, and then mid-August, probably like August 15th or so, we again see just the treadmill speed up a little bit even more. Orientations, just prepping for the beginning of the school year, and then teachers get back, staff gets back, and it's definitely full go right now.
Have you ever had a kid that left last year and when they don't come back this year, part of your brain goes, oh, thank goodness?
No.
Not once?
Absolutely not. Because, I started, this is my 31st year in education, and I realized that if one problem leaves, there's another one that surfaces, and it's not about one kid or one family. It's really about doing great work for all the students.
Why did you get into education?
Well, I'll tell you what, honestly, I went to school at first to be in business, and I had an amazing opportunity to work with a young man with special needs when I was in college my freshman year, and it changed my life and changed the trajectory of my career. I went from business to education, and not only in education but also students with special needs, and then even more importantly went into the urban environment and felt just called to be an educator, invest in the next generation, and just an opportunity to impact and influence lives.
How many years ago was that?
34 if you count the 3 years in college, but 31 this is my 31st year in education.
Just amazing, especially with the special needs. DJ, you know about these stories every day, don't you? Why doesn't the community know that?
And a great question, Eddie, and I want to just jump back on what Dr. Aiken just mentioned. He talked about what made a change in his life was one special ed student. Mm-hmm. And that is so similar to why I'm here today as well and why Frye Transportation exists. It's amazing. There's a pattern there. And that's what makes those type of students with the needs, that they're so special. They impact all of us. And if you give just one of them an opportunity to speak to your soul, he or she's going to make you a better person. And that's how our company came about way back in 1985. We had one special needs student who we needed to make sure my grandparents got to and from school safely. So, I love the fact that Dr. Aiken brought that up. Love the fact that you put a spotlight on it. And I always encourage our listeners and, all our fellow leaders here in Beaver County that, there's a lot of people out there that impact so many lives, and special needs students and, young adults. They are the finest people that are here in Beaver County and throughout Pennsylvania, for that matter.
I want to ask you about teachers, Doctor. What makes a good teacher, and what extra is needed to make a good special needs teacher?
Yeah, I think, obviously the teachers are the lifeblood of our industry because they're on the front lines. And so I think a great teacher, just number one, I think they feel called to be an educator. It's not a career. It's not a vocation. It really is a calling. And I feel like they place the needs of the students above everything else, and they care deeply about every student that walks into their classroom. They identify that every student that comes into their classroom has a seed of greatness inside of them, and it's our job and it's their job to cultivate that and nurture that seed of greatness. I think it's also important, and this is for teachers of students with special needs or all teachers, is they recognize that every student is a whole child. The whole child experience is so critical and essential for teachers to identify that students come to us, and it's not just our job to teach them, how to read and write and think and compute, but we really are, focused on their mental health and their social and emotional development, their physical development. We recognize that every student that comes to us, comes from a family, and they have needs, and it's our job to meet those needs. And that is across the board, not just with students with special needs, but all students.
How has that changed over the last 25, 30 years? Are we doing a better job with you? You were talking about mental health and special needs. Are the public schools doing a better job recognizing that those needs exist?
We've been forced to. It really hasn't been
by who? By moms and dads, or
no? Just the community and needs, and just the environment and society in general. I don't think that there's any school district around that wouldn't identify that they recognize that their job is so much more significant than just teaching students academically. We have a variety of services that we provide. We recognize that there's challenges. Some of those challenges only were, I would say, kind of maybe, personified during, COVID and everything that occurred during that time period. But we recognize that students come to us and we have to accept them at the door. I always say that every student walks through the front door, and we've got to meet them at that front door, and we've got to help them feel included, feel like they belong, and recognize that we are responsible to prepare them for everything that's going to occur for them during school and then beyond.
And Eddie, I want to just add to this before we move on. And a lot of our listeners and viewers may not recognize or know this, but we're very fortunate with a lot of wonderful assets in Beaver County. One of the greatest assets, since we're on this topic, is New Horizons School. It's owned and operated by the BVIU. Eric Rosendale and Missy Niabala do such a wonderful job, but that is one of our favorite buildings to visit day in and day out. That is like another extended family, that New Horizon building. And I mentioned that one New Horizon, or that one student that my grandparents were contracted with. That's the school that we would deliver that student to. So to our listeners, if you're just joining in on the radio or on Facebook Live, this is DJ Frye, and this is this month's Beaver County Bus Talk. Our guest in studio is the new superintendent of Beaver School District, Dr. Sean Aiken. I'm pleased to say that, by the way, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
Traditionally, we start off by an update on the cats, how Eddie Crow's cats are doing. But I do want to just say, before we go any deeper with the cats.
I just got the weirdest look from Dr. Aiken. I didn't picture you as a cat guy at all.
But here's why he probably gave you that look, because Mrs. Aiken may be listening at home, and they have a golden retriever, Teddy.
Oh.
And if Teddy hears the owner start talking about cat talk, You might have a couple more. He might be a little upset about that. So we don't want to get too deep into the weeds with the cats this week. You and I could talk off air about your cats, Eddie.
Yeah, they're fine. They still run things. Here's the difference. Do you own a Goldie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here's the difference. If you don't know, that Goldie just wants to be your buddy and make you happy and come on, grab you by the wrist. Let's go play. Jumping up and down, derp, 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 right?
Very true.
A cat would look at your dog and go, jackass, and not move. Cats, I love golden retrievers. I was a dog person my whole life. My daughter moved and couldn't take her cats. I became a cat dad. Here's the benefit of being, and DJ, you'll admit this, at 4 a.m, I don't got to go take the cats for a walk.
Yeah.
That's it. As far as personality, dogs over cats. They're fine. They still run my life. Thanks for bringing up my pain.
We always got to start the show off each month with an update on the cats. With that being said, as we go into our first commercial break, I just want to say one thing to our listeners out there. Beaver, this was the second superintendent search in, I believe, 2 years.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, and I know our community was really concerned about that search, and a lot of people wanted to be invested in that and whatnot. But I'm here to say that, we really, the Beaver Area School District has done a tremendous job of that vetting process, wonderful candidates from what I understand. But I've got the pleasure to spend the last 2 weeks with this gentleman right here. I knew a lot about him leading up, but we have a mutual, he's a friend of one of my family members, very close friend of one of my family members. Mm-hmm. So for many years, I've heard nothing but wonderful things about this guy. And I tell you what, I feel a little slighted. He's actually even better than what I was told. So we're going to go to our first break here. This is Beaver County Bus Talk. But on the other side of this break, I want to officially introduced Dr. Sean Aiken on Beaver County Radio to the community of Beaver area and throughout Beaver County. Stay with us. This is Beaver County Bus Talk, and this is DJ Frye.
Don't miss the Pittsburgh Gun Show this weekend at the Monroeville Convention Center. Get your guns, ammo, and supplies while you still can. Huge selection, great prices, free parking, tons of ammo, guns, knives, accessories, and more. Shop, compare, and get your best deals at the Pittsburgh Gun Show. Monroeville Convention Center this weekend. Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 9 to 4. More info and coupons at showmastersgunshows.com. That's showmastersgunshows.com.
Are you into cars? Then listen up. Push Beaver County has a whole new event that is right up your alley. This Saturday, August the 17th from 10 until 2 p.m. is the all-new Garage Tours 24. You can tour 4 garages of local Beaver Countyans' collections of cars. It all gets underway with registration at the Beaver County Radio Studios on Dutch Ridge Road at 9 a.m. You can get more information and purchase tickets by going to pushbeavercounty.org. Tickets are just $50 each and riders $25, and you'll also receive a $10 food voucher for one of the food trucks at the Beaver County Radio Studios during Cruisin' on the Ridge after the tour. Proceeds benefit the Adoption Connection PA. Garage Tours 24 is being brought to you by Monroe Auto Body, Edward Jones Tyson Smith, Fern Rock Risk Partners, Beaver County Beverage, Novak Auto Parts, AutoZone, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Randy Forner, Temco Industries, the Davis Foundation, Valley Vintage Motorworks, Hash and Smash in Beaver, and Push Beaver County.
The place for news, sports, and entertainment. You're listening to Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and WBVP, live from the all-new Frye Transportation Studios. Can tuning into a radio show really change your life? It can when you listen to Teleforum in the 9 o'clock hour, the third Tuesday of every month. Tom Young from First Consultants in Beaver will be the special guest expert and talk about how managing and thinking about the money you already have can potentially create financial freedom for many of you. You can also watch the live video stream of the show on the WBVP-WMBA Facebook page.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County home inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 76th season is on Beaver County Radio. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP and 99.3 FM. Pirate baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Town Square Restaurant, and Beaver County Radio.
Looking for a great job opportunity? McDonald's now has full-time and part-time positions available to fit your lifestyle and needs. Set up your own hours and have a lot of fun too. Whatever your situation is, McDonald's has a place for you. Apply today at mchire.com. McDonald's is here for you. I'm loving it.
It is Teleforum, 21 minutes after 11 o'clock. It's sprinkling right now. Hopefully that will stay off. We've got another cruise in the Ridge tomorrow. Right now we got DJ Frye and Dr. Sean Aiken. They're in the studio. It's Bus Talk. DJ brought me a little squeeze. Here, put that on the screen so people... This is a wonderful thing if I was still in grade school to squeeze rather than act out. Little squeezable. Let me get you guys back on screen here. The little squeezable bus.
So these squeezable buses, Eddie, we just got these in.
It's like a fidget spinner.
Yeah, so this was part of our back to school orientation order that we placed, and like everything else, takes just a tremendous amount of extra time coming in. But ironically, these have to pass by the 3 Frye children, at 111 Bryan Drive. So we brought these home, and I tell you what, my son Benjamin keeps breaking them, and then one of my daughters will say, "Call Russ." Russ is our head mechanic. So these have been bouncing around the house here. And I encourage students to stop by the bus garage. We'll make sure these are passed out, because the more we hand out, the less my kids get to break, and then everyone's choking on them and stuff at the house. So, yeah, they're nice little buses. So
that's great that you got your kids doing your beta testing for you. That's excellent.
It's better than feeding the neighbor's cats, as we've talked about before. So
I would rather step on styrofoam buses than dodge cats.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Fair point.
So for our listeners, this is Beaver County Bus Talk, and I'm pleased to welcome in studio guest this month, the new superintendent of the Beaver Area School District, Sean Aiken. And as I mentioned on the other side of the last commercial, as a taxpayer myself, I am very happy and pleased with this selection to be the new leader of our community and our school district here in Beaver County. Dr. Aiken has 9 years of experience as a superintendent at the Shaler School District. Before that, he had spent a few years down in, I believe,
West Allegheny.
In Virginia before that, right?
Yeah, well, actually, the Virginia piece is when I actually started my career in Norfolk City Schools down in Norfolk, Virginia. And I taught there for 8 years before moving back to the Pittsburgh region.
Right, and from there you spent some time as an athletic director, principal, assistant, basically everything.
Every job that you could imagine in the field of public education.
So, as a superintendent of a school district, this gentleman is coming to Beaver just extremely well-rounded. I think he can relate to many sectors within the education business. Mr. Aiken has 5 children of himself. The boss, Miss Ann, at home, Miss Anna, and he has a granddaughter, I believe.
Grandson.
So,
yeah. Baby James.
Avid. He really loves his fitness, and he loves to run, and that's something I want to ask you about here in the here coming up. But I want to turn the mic over to you. I am certainly pleased, and we're really blessed as a community, and I want to tell you it's been a really wonderful 2 weeks to get to know you, and I just think you're an absolute superstar. But with that, I want to turn the mic over to you, Dr. Aiken, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thanks, DJ. Appreciate the opportunity to come on today and just talk with you guys. And, this journey of being an educator has taken me into so many different great communities. And I feel like everything that's led up to this point, from my time in Norfolk back to Pittsburgh and the urban environment to being a principal in the Shaler Area School District and the Quaker Valley School District, and then moving to West Allegheny as an assistant superintendent, and back to Shaler as a superintendent for 9 years, and then landing here in the Beaver Area School District. I feel like it's just, once again, it's about community. It's about people. It's about connecting with students and families and teachers and inspiring people to do great work, and encouraging and supporting and finding ways to do new ways of doing education, being future focused. I feel like Beaver area in the past few weeks has just been an amazing transition for me. And I've known several of the superintendents from the Beaver area school district, and I've known a few community members and a few teachers, and everybody that I've ever been associated with that's known the Beaver area school district has just talked about how strong the academic program is, how strong the community is. And I feel like it's a great fit. When you think about in terms of being a superintendent or a school leader, I feel like fit is essential. Fit is one of the most, if not the most important features of just finding your place within an organization and in a community. And I feel like I've landed in a place where it's home. And it feels like just such a strong community, and very excited to get to know the teachers, the students, the families, and everyone within the community.
One thing I wanted to talk about, and Eddie, you and I have talked about this before, my two Mount Rushmores for the Beaver Area School District is Dr. Betty Shusondesi, number one, and Dr. John Hansen. And I know you have a personal relationship with both of them. And I'm going to throw Mark Holtzman in there since he was the superintendent between you and Dr. Hansen. He was a tremendous guy. He was here for 2 years and did a tremendous job while he was here. And we wish him nothing but success. And he's going to be a friend for a long time as well. But, you know, Eddie, I tell you this, and our listeners that were at the Dutch Ridge orientation last night, this guy lit it up. He brought the energy. I have never, when I attend a lot of orientations, he had teachers wanting to take photos. He had a students wanting to take photos. He could have pulled a pen out and started handing out autographs, but that's not who he is.
Have you ever had a teacher want to take a photo? I come from a long line of teachers. That does not sound like, oh, new superintendent, let me pose. How weird was that?
It was a unique experience. And once again, it's something in the past few weeks that I don't know, it just feels like a natural fit, and I'm not surprised by it. And I don't attribute it to myself. I attribute it to the people in the community that I'm working in now. And again, I feel like, you know, the school leaders that I've met, the board working together with the school board, DJ and Frye Transportation, there's just so many pieces to this puzzle that just have come together, and I feel like are just a natural fit for my leadership, for the work that we want to do in our school district, for the community. And I think it doesn't necessarily speak to me. I think it speaks to the community, and I feel like it's a great fit, and I'm home.
How is the acclimation process sped up when you have access to people like DJ Frye?
Yeah. You know, DJ and I connected right away as soon as I got into the district and had the opportunity to sit down and eat a meal with him and talk with him about the district. And DJ has so much passion. I feel like he should be one of the spokespeople for Beaver area. And his knowledge of the district, his commitment to the district, and just the way that he approaches with passion and enthusiasm and confidence and just years of experience are a tremendous benefit to me as an incoming superintendent. And I knew about this already because Dr. Holtzman told me, you've got the best transportation department in the state of Pennsylvania. And as he said about me, he is not disappointed. And so very excited to work together with Frye and the entire Beaver area community.
I appreciate the kind words. This is DJ Frye in Beaver County Bus Talk. We're going to go to our next break, but when we come back, I want to ask you, what's the goals? The 24-25 school year, what's the goals? Again, the Beaver County Bus Talk, stay with us. We'll be right back with Dr. Sean Aiken.
We at Beaver County Radio are entering our 77th year of high school football coverage on August 23rd with live audio and video coverage of Western Beaver at Ambridge. It's not too late for your business to get on board and become sponsor of the games through the WPIAL playoffs. There is no better way to support high school sports while highlighting your business during a high school football broadcast on Beaver County Radio. Packages and rates are available by calling 724-846-4100 or by emailing fsparks@beavercountyradio.com.
Here's Dale Reckless from MRS Physical Therapy as he explains the importance of pre-sports testing to help you reduce the risk of injury.
The intrinsic factors are looking at things within our body that could be causing the problem. So that we start to look at as physical therapists, shoulder range of motion, forces at the elbow, things like that. We're looking at the whole kinetic chain. For example, turning your head side to side. If you have less than 39 degrees of that motion, you have a 9 times increased likelihood of an injury. So these intrinsic factors are both measurable and modifiable. So as a physical therapist, I can take a baseball player or any kind of athlete, I can do my tests on them and see if they're within normal limits or outside of normal limits. And based on research that's been done, I can tell if there's a likelihood of injury or not.
If you need physical therapy for any reason, choose the place your friends and neighbors do. MRS Physical Therapy in Bridgewater and Cranberry. Visit mrsphysicaltherapy.com.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. I am Noah Haswell here on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP. On this Friday, August the 16th of 2024, we can expect cloudy skies today with a high of 80 degrees. We will have a complete Beaver County weather forecast, but now here's a look at news. The Inflation Reduction Act was signed into law 2 years ago this week. In Pennsylvania, its impact so far includes carbon reduction, job creation, and support for disadvantaged communities. Here's Danielle Smith with more.
The IRA marks the largest clean energy investment in U.S. history, with over $369 billion dedicated to fighting climate change and creating jobs. Frye Quinn III on the Swissvale Borough Council, just east of Pittsburgh, says the legislation will generate over 243,000 new jobs across Pennsylvania by 2030. He adds the IRA offers financial relief for households as well.
The Inflation Reduction Act offers significant rebates for clean energy technologies, such as solar panels, electric vehicles, and energy-efficient appliances. For families in my community, this means substantial savings on energy bills. Imagine reducing your household's energy expenses by more than $1,800 annually.
Swissvale recently got its first electric vehicle charging station. The Inflation Reduction Act is a wide-ranging 10-year plan to encourage the adoption of more renewable energy sources, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and improve air quality. From its inception, it has received criticism from the fossil fuel industry and from those who say more accountability is needed to make sure the money is spent wisely.
Production at a Beaver County chemical plant is planning to stop by the end of this year. Styropec, located at the confluence of Raccoon Creek and the Ohio River, which makes both packaging foam and materials that mimic styrofoam, announced Wednesday that its Potter Township facility will be affected by quitting its production. Most of the employees, totaling 150, would also see change when the company shuts production down as well. Styropec will work with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection while still in operation for environmental safety, and they will not consider a sale at this time. The local Beaver Valley rock band Mush Cup will play their first concert in 11 months at Mario's 410 Grill in Bridgewater on Saturday. They are celebrating their 20th anniversary of their self-titled album, and the cost is $13 at the door, but cost will be $10 if you purchase advance tickets at Inner Groove Records in Monaca, and tickets are also running low for their 8 p.m. show in Bridgewater as of now. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris tried to convince others through their plan for Americans with Medicare to lower prescription drug prices. The White House proclaimed that out-of-pocket costs a year will exceed $1.5 billion, and some of the drugs that will start to cost less are Merck's diabetes medication Januvia, Bristol-Myers Squibb's blood thinner Eliquis, and Johnson & Johnson's blood cancer drug Imbruvica. Beaver County Radio News correspondent Sandy Giordano reports that the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank will be stopping by in Aliquippa today from noon to 1:30 p.m. They will be located at Mount Carmel Presbyterian Church on Broadhead Road, and no pre-registration is required. The Secret Service is planning to use bulletproof glass to protect former president and Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump after he was shot at a Butler rally on July 13th. This form of advanced security will also be traveled by military aircraft. While this plan is still in the works, former President Trump has not held an outdoor event since the assassination attempt happened.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Today, it'll be cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. We'll see a high near 80. Showers and thunderstorms tonight will drop down to a low of 68. More showers and possible thunderstorms expected tomorrow, off and on through the day and into the evening. Look for a high near 85 and an overnight low of 66. The rain continues on Sunday. We could see a possible afternoon thunderstorm. We'll reach a high near 78 and a low of 64. And mostly cloudy on Monday with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll see a high near 72. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's news. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
I knew when I was driving in this morning it was going to be a good day. First off, it's payday. Second, Larry Kelly from the Law Group Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George was my guest first hour. Then I got to talk old crusty radio stuff with Bob Cupp from up at our Butler station. And DJ, you are the icing on my Fun Friday cake. It's Bus Talk with DJ Frye, DJ's guest today. I used to say it's my guest. It's not my guest. You bring them in. The Dr. Sean Aiken with DJ Frye. This is on our Facebook feed. You run the show.
Well, welcome back to Bus Talk.
There you go.
Welcome back to Bus Talk, Beaver County. As Mr. Crow indicated, our in-studio guest here at the wonderful and beautiful St. Barnabas facility is Dr. Sean Aiken, the new superintendent of the Beaver Area School District. And as promised, before we get in the commercial, we want to talk about goals. But one thing that I want to add in there, if you don't mind. So, hired, first day, August 1st. And as everyone in education knows, once you hit the month of August, it is wide open, busy as could be. So what has it been like, all the orientations, getting new to a new community, all happening at once here in August, which is really the peak of the busy time of the year for us?
Yeah, and I think, stepping into a new district on August 1st is really hard. And so when the board hired me in the third week of July, I looked at it as like I started that night. So I started coming in immediately and just getting acclimated to being in a new space, creating new routines, new systems. And I feel like the most important thing when you step into that new space is just connecting with people and having the opportunity to sit down with each of our school board members individually, having the opportunity to sit down with each of our school leaders and other administrative personnel from central office. I feel like that is critical for understanding the organization, how things run, how to communicate, how to connect with each other, understanding what's important. Those are the things that I think are critically important for a new superintendent. And I knew that it would get crazy here, this week, and sure enough it has. And so everybody's running around and trying to get ready for the first day of school next week. But I think you still have to slow down, though, and take the time to meet with people and listen to people and get to know what's important to them and establish, just a good working relationship with open lines of communication. And I feel like that's been essential to my first few weeks on the job.
Sure. And I'm sure it helps knowing that, as you're probably recognizing very quickly, you have a wonderful assistant superintendent, and Emily Sanders, just tremendous. You have some really, really good and well-polished, building principals. Obviously, it's a very strong school board right now, but I think a lot of those things, correct me if I'm wrong, has helped with this transition and entering the August months. And I'm really thrilled, and I'm actually really excited for you to get to meet the students. As I mentioned off air here, you light the room up at these orientations and seeing students come up and want to take photos with you. I remember when I was in high school, you always knew the one gentleman who was a superintendent was really, really important, but you really always thought that the high school principal or the principal ran the district, right? It didn't matter what building you're in. But for seeing firsthand these young students come up to you and recognize who you are and knowing how important you are, it really speaks volumes to who you are, but it was really enjoyable to witness. So let's talk about goals. You know, you're coming in 24, 25. We previously mentioned there's a lot of quality pieces to the puzzle already in place. But what are some of the goals here for this upcoming school year?
Well, I think you touched on the first piece just in the last minute there, DJ, and that is just being known by the students, the teachers, and the community. I think number one is just being accessible and visible and relatable and finding ways to connect with as many people across the district as possible, from students to, custodians to cafeteria workers to teachers. I feel like those connections and building those relationships is goal number one. And so I want to do a lot of observing and listening and just have the opportunity to just see what's going on. Dr. Holtzman and Ms. Sanders have put so many different initiatives into place over the last couple of years. A lot of AI and technology and robotics and some very strong academic programming. And so we want to continue that work. We want to go deeper and allow that work to take root.
Sure.
So no major changes or anything like that off the bat. I really want to spend a lot of time in classrooms and schools and making sure that our teachers are seeing me, that our students are seeing me. And, then it comes to the community. And that's evening events, opportunities to connect with the community. I understand that we work in the Beaver Area School District and the Beaver Area community, and I feel like making those connections with the greater community, whether it's the library or other community organizations, is essential for an effective superintendent. We are not only an academic or a school leader, but we are also a community leader. And in a place like Beaver Area where community is so important, I feel like that is without a doubt one of the most important goals. So we want to continue the work that we've been doing around some of the new initiatives that have been implemented over the last couple of years. We want to go a little bit deeper, and we want to allow those to take root and allow our teachers to really utilize the skills and the talents that they have, the training that they've had to really impact our students. One of the other very broader goals that I would say is that I, on a greater level, want all of our students to be seen, to be known, to be heard, and to be loved. And I feel like if we can accomplish that, then they are going to be better prepared to learn every single day, better prepared to leave us when they graduate. Upon graduation, we want to prepare them for the workforce. We want to prepare them for the military, the trades, university, whatever route that they're going to take. That is critically important for our school district.
Great. This is DJ Frye. This is our monthly Beaver County Bus Talk. That was the voice of the new superintendent, Dr. Sean Aiken. We have 2 minutes here. So I want to thank you, but I'm gonna wrap up with a thank you. But I know you're an avid reader. I know you love running. And I know you're really into fitness. If you wouldn't mind, tell our listeners about this fitness program that you're involved with.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's been transformational for me. I've always been an active person, whether it's running, I've run marathons, I've played a tremendous amount of basketball in my lifetime. But as I got older, I needed, something, and the running piece filled that gap quite a bit. And over the last couple of years, I've gotten involved in an amazing program called F3. And F3 is about fitness, fellowship, and faith. And it is about guys coming together in the early morning. It's based on 5 core principles. It's free, it's outside, it's open to all men, rain or shine. And it's peer-led, and we do really hard stuff first thing in the morning, and we work out hard, and we strengthen each other. The concept is really around iron sharpens iron, and then the last piece is it ends with a circle of trust. And it's an opportunity to connect with some amazing other men and really push each other to lead better in our workplaces, to be better fathers, to be better husbands, to be better community members. And it's inspired me over the last couple of years to really step into leadership. And I'm just more excited every day about continuing to, just work out in the morning. And it honestly, it's a great stress reducer as well, too. And so it allows us to have that opportunity to grow and learn from each other, and then also work really hard together and accomplish the hardest thing that we can do first thing in the morning.
Well, you've impressed me for the last 2 weeks, and I tell you what, Dr. Aiken, I really appreciate you coming on at this month's guest. And Eddie, you know what, to our listeners, how about this? Let's give 1 year of experience here in Beaver County, and I want his opinion as he gets comfortable and knows the county a little bit more on, he's coming from big school districts. We have 14 small school districts. I know this has been a topic of conversation throughout the county for a while.
Consolidation word.
So I would love to hear his opinion on this. Let's get his let's get him settled in here in a little bit, and we'll bother him next year to see what his opinion is. Dr. Aiken, thank you so much. Welcome to the Beaver Area School District. To our listeners, this is DJ Frye for this month's Beaver County Bus Talk.
It ain't over.
No, it's not over.
Leaving.
It's not over. I got a surprise for you. So we're going to go to a break. Dr. Aiken's going to tell me how I can sign Eddie Crow up for this. Is it 3Fs or F3?
F3.
Perfect. So
I
stay with
believe I
us.
would appear on the 4F list.
Well, we're going to go to a break, and I promise our listeners when we come back, I'll have Eddie convinced that he's going to participate in this. So thank you, Dr. Aiken, again. We appreciate you, and welcome to Beaver.
Hey, and thank you for the opportunity.
The 77th season of high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio is fast approaching. Our Friday Night Lights coverage with Robert Mangino and Mike Azadian gets underway on August 23rd with a Week 0 matchup from Mo Rubenstein Stadium in Ambridge, as the Bridgers will play host to the Western Beaver Golden Beavers. The audio and video coverage gets underway at 6:30 p.m. for pregame, and kickoff is set for just after 7. You can watch the game on Facebook Live or on our YouTube channel. You can listen to the games on WBVP 99.3 FM and BeaverCountyRadio.com. High school football coverage on Beaver County Radio is brought to you in part by eXp Realty, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Keystone Wellness Program, the Frye Transportation Group, Inc., Forward RX, Electric Garage Door Sales, the Beaver County YMCA, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Transit Authority connects you to where you want to be. The doctor's office or well-deserved shopping spree will take you to wherever you please.
The Beaver County Transit Authority Fast Forward Summer Pass is back in 2024. The application is now available online at bcta.com or in person at the Rochester Transportation Center. The days are getting longer and the weather is warming up. Don't miss your chance to travel around Beaver County and even into Pittsburgh all summer long. Children ages 6 to 21 ride free between June 1st and August 31st.
Safe, no fuss, leave the driving to us. Adventure's just a ride away. Beaver County Transit Authority, BCTA. Ride the bus.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Aiken House is celebrating our 85th anniversary with our biggest mattress sale of the decade. Save up to $1,200 on Beauty Rest Black & Harmony Luxe adjustable bed sets. Get a two-sided mattress in Firmore Plush Queen size, just $685. Add an adjustable base for $585. And save up to 65% off iComfort and Tempur-Pedic floor model closeouts. Plus free delivery, setup, and removal. We thank you for 85 memorable years. Aiken House Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
Summer fun starts at the East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Saves. They have everything you need to enjoy your summer. Fire up the grill with their top quality meats, juicy steaks, tender chicken, and mouth-watering ribs along with burgers. Cool down with a great selection of wines and explore the famous beer cave for an extensive variety of brews. Don't miss out on amazing weekly specials and save money at the pump with every dollar you spend. Stop by the East Rochester and Tusca Shop and Save today for everything that you need this summer.
Bucco fans, get ready for an unforgettable night at PNC Park. Join us Saturday, August 24th for the annual Hall of Fame game. This year, we're honoring Pirates greats Manny Sanguillen, Barry Bonds, and Baseball Hall of Fame manager Jim Leland. Arrive early for the pregame ceremony and stay for the game against the Reds. And that's not all. After the game, you can experience a post-game Zambelli fireworks show, courtesy of IBEW Local Union Number 5. Get your tickets at pirates.com.
The Band Jam Grassroots Music Festival, presented by Woodman Life at Cooper's Lake Campground in Slippery Rock, August 22nd through the 24th. Catch some of the best local music the tri-state area has to offer. Experience the beauty of Cooper's Lake Campground and the best that the outdoors have to offer. All for just a $30 entry ticket for the entire weekend. Tickets are $40 at the gate. 17 and under get in free. Camping is sold separate through Cooper's Lake. Get your tickets and all the information you need at thebandjam.com.
It is Teleforum. Dr. Aiken, being a busy guy, I keep wanting to say supervisor, which technically he is, but superintendent of the Beaver Schools. DJ Frye is here because it's Bus Talk with DJ Frye. That's why Dr. Aiken was here. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but every time you come in, I throw more stuff at you to do. Have you noticed that? You're a natural at this. If this, seriously, what are you, 8th, 9th generation with this bus business? If it doesn't work out, you just conducted, you do things correctly and you're not even thinking about them. And I'm going to hang on to that and get you dragged into more stuff. Do you enjoy doing this?
I really do. I really, really do. But I'm like everybody else who enjoys listening to Eddie Crow every day on the radio.
All three of them. Cool.
No, I everything that I know, I just shoot from the hip, but I just try to, whatever Eddie Crow does, I do. That's kind of how I roll.
I'm going to give you the single most important theme mantra if you're going to start doing more and more media. You ready? It's this.
Okay.
If you believe it, it's not a lie.
If you believe it,
it's not a lie. Okay. I'm just getting you warmed up. Would you like to give away lottery tickets? Because I promised everybody listening, there's a new game, the Power 500. There's 20 top prizes of $50,000. That wouldn't buy one bus, would it?
No, unfortunately, no.
How many buses does Frye Transportation? I know you got backups because you have to have backups, but first day of school, how many Frye Transportation buses are going to hit the road?
Well, we talk fleet. It's 174 pieces in the fleet.
Okay.
So bus-wise, 75 of that,
and what's the fleet? 80? You're talking buses and vans? And,
buses and vans. Yeah, school vehicles. Anyone with a normal driver's license can drive those. And anything yellow, school bus-wise, big, mini, that's a commercial license there. But, yeah, I'd say around 80. I should know this, to be honest with you, because we just got our DOT audit done by the state police. And, like 30 years in a row, no issues. But I should know that number.
Okay. I'm going to let you pick the number. What caller should I take to give the lottery tickets away? And we got a boatload more lottery tickets after today. But you tell me what number caller. The number is 724-843-1888.
Okay.
Tell me the caller. And don't be a jag and say, well, caller 80.
No. I'm going to go with, I'm third generation. Let's go with number 3.
If you're the third caller, you're going to get 5 of the new Power 500 lottery tickets, 20 top prizes, $50,000. Must be 18 years or older. You can play today. The game is out there. It benefits older Pennsylvanians. If you're caller number 3 right now, you're going to get hooked up. Thanks to DJ Frye and Bus Talk. Thank you to Larry Kelly for the first hour. Thank you to Bob, talking about the event going on up in Butler. Not Butler, but the fairgrounds. That was fun. And DJ, it's always great seeing you, man.
Hey, before we go, Ed.
Yeah.
I need to wish a mutual friend of ours happy birthday today. Any idea who I'm talking about?
I might have an idea, but
Okay.
you go ahead
All
because, you know.
So we want to wish the one and only, the executive producer. Is that really the title? Or what? Executive director? Is that the title? Executive director?
General manager.
General manager. General manager of Beaver County Radio, the one and only Mr. Frank Sparks. We want to wish him a happy birthday. Frank does so much, not only for the radio station,
You
but
talk about
within the
people.
community.
You talk about people that you have no idea what. I see it every day, and at least 3 times a week. I walk by Frank's office and I look at him and I go, "I so don't want your job." There's 1,000 things going on in all directions, and he's got a much better attitude on life. They give me his job, I don't last a week.
They always say, look to see who your best man was in the wedding, and that's a reflection of who you are an individual. Who was Frank Sparks' best man, Eddie, in his wedding?
Oh, the redo?
The redo.
It was me.
That was you.
It's shown poorly on both of us that day,
Good people
didn't
hang out
it?
with good people, Eddie.
Third caller wins tickets. DJ Frye, you rock. You come back more. I'm going to put you to work more. Deal?
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. They probably won't call with when Frye's in the studio because they'll be really worried that Frye's going to cause them to fill out an application to be a bus driver.
'Tis the season. How many are you short?
We're good.
You good?
Always good. 12 plus 12 right now. But it doesn't mean that we wouldn't take anybody that's outstanding because we want the best of the best. So if you're listening and you want to find something really awesome to do and be part of the community, come on over and join our work family. We'll always find a wonderful spot for you where you're going to be feeling appreciative and you'll really enjoy working with our team and our students.
And you'll be thankful for the tickets. Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls.
Hi, folks. I'm with our good friend John Diagardi from Roe Monument. John, you were telling me earlier that people really should not rush into choosing a memorial for their loved one. Now, why is that?
We found that families need to take ample time to grieve first. Grief is not something that we get over, but rather something that we learn to live with. So the length of time to grieve varies from person to person.
You mentioned that the monument can't be placed right away.
That's right. There are certain things that need to take place before a monument can be installed. So it's really worth taking time to think about how to plan and design a memorial that truly reflects a person's life. It's actually a healing activity that helps to alleviate grief.
John, this makes a lot of sense.
It does, and when the time is right to proceed, not only can Roe Monument help families choose and design their memorial, we can help them save as much as 50% by eliminating the middleman.
Thank you, John. Folks, you can learn more simply by visiting RomeMonuments.com.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire and Beaver, the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. Hungry kids get sick more often and can struggle in school. It can be harder for them to focus and learn. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures.
We want to ensure that all of our kids have healthy meals every day.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping feed our kids.
To learn more about